Oh boy. Well, he's finally here. I've been waiting for this for a while now. It is the MTO made to order Mephisto. Almost said HasLab. It's not a HasLab. It was an MTO. But however, it almost was a HasLab because a couple years ago we almost got this. Not exactly this, of course. Also, the box is so big I can barely even look at it all the way from here. That'll have to do. We almost got this a couple years ago in the failed HasLab Hell Charger campaign, which I backed, and I'm still mad that we didn't get backed, but I understand why people didn't. I wanted it, though. But one of the big things in there was Mephisto, and he looked really cool, and people were really bummed that we didn't get him. But now, we get him. And this is just the box. I have it open, and I've been messing with it for a while, so I already have some thoughts on it. But this is the box here. You can see the very nice Mephisto logo, very classic. There's a nice shot here of Mephisto. What's funny, too, is that this is using... This is a promo picture from when they first revealed Mephisto, like over a year ago. You can see the pins on the hand and the arms right here and the knees. You can see all the pins because this is an early version of the figure, which I think is kind of funny that they didn't even take new shots. However, this box is really nice. I might keep it. I might bin it. I don't know. I've kept the ones for Dragon Man and for this, so I'll probably keep it. On the side here, very beautiful, very nice artwork of Mephisto on his throne with his sword, if that he has for some reason. On the back here, there is a nice product read up here that says, ruling the Stygian deep atop his throne, Mephisto, Lord of Evil, schemes to capture the immortal souls of men, especially those in the Marvel Universe's mightiest heroes and its most vile villains. And that in a bunch of other languages. A nice product shot here on the back here of Mephisto. He looks super, super cool. On the top, there's Mephisto's name right there, Marvel's Mephisto. On the bottom, legalese. On the side here, more art. Let's take a look at this. And here is Mephisto out of the packaging and on the spinny base. And, okay, listen. I get some of the complaints. Maybe a little overpriced. Maybe a little underpainted. But, oh my god, the presence you feel on this makes up for it for me. I have been staring at this thing since I got it yesterday. Oh my god, it is so good. It is exactly what I wanted from Mephisto. It's everything that I was hoping it would be. And I'm fine with this. I'm totally fine with this. I've been staring at this stand that he's been on, this throne that he's been on for so long. It's such a well sculpted and well designed piece, and I love it. I think it's great. I love it. But just, this is really cool to finally have Mephisto. Mephisto is such a big part of so many Marvel storylines. Infinity Gauntlet. He first appeared in the original Silver Surfer run back in the 60s. Like I said, Infinity Gauntlet, Triumph and Torment, Doctor Doom as a character, it's Doctor Strange. Like, you can say Spider-Man. I don't think he counts. He's not a Spider-Man villain. Spider-Man doesn't fight Mephisto. Spider-Man's life was ruined by Mephisto. And it's not even really his fault. It's editorial's fault. But there's a million other characters. Mephisto versus, when it was him versus everyone. Fantastic Four, X-Men, X-Factor, the Avengers. He was him against everyone, and it was great, and I loved it. So this is just great to finally have Mephisto. It's just great to finally have him. This is a part of the greater Marvel landscape that has been missing, and we are now able to close that. There was, of course, the Marvel Select Mephisto, which came out a couple years ago, and by a couple years ago, I mean, I think like 10, 15. And that one looks fine. I don't like the look of it. There'll be a picture of it on screen here. I don't like it very much. I think it looks kind of cheap, and I don't like the face sculpt. It looks weird. It doesn't land for me. It doesn't look right. This is really good. This is exactly what I'm hoping for. Now, the articulation is not the greatest. He doesn't have a crazy range of motion. He's not the most, uniquely designed figure. No double jointed, no toe joints. No, he doesn't have drop down hips or anything. He doesn't have a double ball joint thing going on there. But I think for what it is, it's exactly what you want. Because I'll be honest, on the throne, that's probably where he's going to be for the rest of my time posing him. In a couple of different positions, like this, different thing, maybe a little forward, a little back, got a book in his hand, I don't know. But this is what it's going to be. And so the fact they included the throne, great. That's perfect. Because now that I have it, I don't know that I wouldn't want it. But let's take him off the throne here and the base so that we can take a closer look at Mephisto himself. And here we have Mephisto, Mephistopheles, the Prince of Darkness, Satan, the Devil, Lucifer, whatever you want to call him, whatever he wants to call himself, off the throne. And I still really like this. It's really good. It's not the most groundbreaking figure in the world. I keep having to preface this because you know, it's we get some really great figures now. We get some crazy ones here, like not even just from Marvel Legends. We get some really solid figures from like G.I. Joe, like here's Slice and or Dice, for instance. Really, really good figure with great articulation. This doesn't really have that, but like I said, just the presence of this guy for me is enough. Like just the look and the menace, like the look into his face here. This head sculpt specifically is really nice. It's very eerie and upsetting. It's exactly what I'd want from Mephisto. Bright red and very eerily tall. Let me bring back Slice under Dice really quickly. He's very tall. That is a very tall figure. He's got like a full head on anyone else, and that's perfect. That's exactly what it should be: tall, lanky, and very unsettling. Now, right now, he has the cloth goods cape and waistcloth on right now because there is a plastic one that you can use. He does come with the plastic ones, which if I do some real quick here, you can put the plastic one on, which I think looks really nice. I think the sculpt work looks really good. I like the fade of the black on the bottom there. I think it looks good. However, I will say this is only like really good if you're going to keep it off of the throne, because you need the cloth one in order for him to actually sit on the throne. The plastic one only works really well if you're going to have him off of it, standing somewhere else, maybe behind a Ghost Rider, behind in front of a, I don't know, Thanos or whatever. You could do some stuff with that. This is how it was going to come in the HasLab. This is basically the exact same thing that was going to happen in the HasLab campaign. Pardon me. Same thing for the Damon Hellstrom. Same thing for the Robbie Reyes that we have now. All we're missing from that really now is the car and the Maddie, which I feel like we'll get that Maddie at some point. I don't have any proof of it, but I feel like we'll get that Maddie at some point. But yeah, this is fine. It looks fine. It doesn't feel as good as the cloth one, which is rare. Usually, I like the plastic ones more, just because it adds some more dynamism for the poses. But for Mephisto, who's going to be sitting on a throne the whole time, yeah, I prefer to be on the throne. Now, in order to actually attach them, I'm just going to take a moment real quick. You just pull them in half. Pop this on, and then you just hang on. We get here. Hang on. It's tight. You got to pull. You got to pull. There's a peg right here. And there's a hole right here. You pull it out, and you pull the waistcloth out. However, it's funny. There's a little peg right here for that and this one. So you need to make sure they're lined up correctly. But if you don't want to do that, you can just have him like this. And now he's naked. And it's really uncomfortable. I really don't like that. That's what the clothes on. That's really creepy. Now, as for accessories outside of the waistcloth there, he does, of course, come with this head sculpt, which is the kind of smiling, eerie one, like he's scheming, so to speak. And then he has these hands right here, these two, which are outsplayed, sort of scheming, come hither, leaning on the throne hands. But that is not all. He also comes with a set of hands which are clasped together, seed gripping hands for the ridiculous sword that he comes with. Now, I've read a lot of Marvel. I can't say I've read all of it, but I've read most of older Marvel stuff here with where Mephisto is relevant. I cannot remember a single time he has ever used a sword or a weapon. So if you know when Mephisto used a sword, please let me know. I'm not complaining about the fact of the inclusion, because it's really well done. It's actually a very nicely sculpted sword with the ornate gold pommel here, and then the sort of brown leather wraps, and then the guard right here, which has a fun little grabber there, so that way if somebody swings their sword and they can't pull it out super easy, which, gives you the opportunity to do some things. But the blade is ridiculously long as well. It's a giant claymore. It's very cool, but I don't know when he's ever used it. However, with the seed grip hands, you can have him hold it. You can have him, put it right here. Dual wielding, two-handed, which is fun, I guess. If you want to have him do that, but I don't know why Mephisto would ever use a sword. But that is not all. If he has a sword equipped, well, then he's probably not going to be smiling. He's probably going to be very upset, so he needs to sneer a little bit. So he has an alternate head, which has this growl look going on here. As you can see right here, like that. It's very fun. This head reminds me of a very specific type of art for Mephisto. A little earlier, perhaps, a little closer to when the first appearance was, kind of like the 60s and the 70s. This one right here is a bit more modern, I'll say, because the hair is a bit more dynamic and about more out to the sides. This one is pushed back further, a bit more Wolverine-y. Not a complaint, just an observation that this is going for a different type of Mephisto here. But it as it is, it's fine. It's really nice here. And one thing I do want to mention, if I can take the out of there real quick, the gear he has on, his cloak here, his cape, is different than the one that he will wear with the plastic one. So as you can see, there is no little necklace here. The collar shaped differently, like just the shape of everything is different. It's not the same one, which is not a complaint. I don't have a problem with that. It's just something to point out. But yeah, that's how he looks there. It's fine. I like this quite a lot. I'm not going to use his head because, I don't know, Mephisto's going to be scheming and smiling. He's always going to be one step ahead of you, so I don't really feel the need to have him be angry. But, you know, that's just me. Now, before we get to the throne, I almost forgot one thing when I was getting the throne. There's a little skull. There's a little skull that Mephisto can hold. It's detailed well. It's just a little, it's the top part of a skull. There's no lower jaw. It's fun. Yeah, there's not much else to it. It's a fun skull. Now, the throne, which I'm very excited to talk about here, is just really good. Now, I do think that a wash, just like of some dark, you know, might do a number on this. It might really help lift this thing up to make it even better than it already is. But as is, I still quite like it a lot. I still think it's very good. You can see all the detail of like bone and teeth and like broken jaw and this giant like demonic skull that loops around, has the horns, and there's snakes coming out of the eye sockets and worms, these messed up teeth, all the skulls. There's these centipedes crawling through this skull. This one's open. There's chains. There's teeth are buried in here. On this side, of course, there's even more skulls. There's like a demon skull right here. It's got horns. There's a tentacle coming out of this one, and there is, of course, the sword, which pegs into this hole right here, because there is a hole in this skull. So the hole is basically just for where Mephisto wants to keep his sword when he's not using it. Same thing for this skull right here. This skull was one that came off. There's a little hole right here, which just kind of nestles it in just like so. So that way, you know, it doesn't get lost or anything. You can kind of move it around, but like that's probably where it's supposed to go. Yeah, it's just a solid, like, stone throne. Give me some big Conan vibes, honestly. Big Conan, like this weird, disturbing meat throne. These, like, green tentacles and, like, veins and vines and everything like that. All of this. The stone on the bottom. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, no. I really like it. Could do with a wash. Help break apart some of the colors, because it's a lot of the same, like, type of brown. But, you know, paint a little bit of this, a little more stone gray, something here on this side as well, a little bit of stone on that. It would help break it up, and it would help make it clear what's what, because it does sort of all blend together in this area right here and this area right here. Like the sides, it really sorts to blend together, and then on the back here is when it breaks free, because it's, you know, got the big skull, you know, big detail. This probably could have been painted as well. There are some gripes that I have for sure. I mean, for the $8 price tag, I would like it to be painted more. But as is, it's just so nice looking. And the thing is, too, when you get Mephisto on the throne like this, and it's facing the wall, and you don't really look at the back, you don't even really notice it, because it sort of blends in together, which is why I get that they didn't paint it like that. But also, if you want to have somebody else sitting on it, say Ghost Rider, Ilyana, anybody else, literally anyone else, it becomes clear where the faults are, because they don't have the big cape that Mephisto was wearing to help hide it a bit. Yeah, again, like I said, sword goes here, skull goes there. Yeah, it's nice. It's a good throne piece. I like it a lot, and it adds for some great photography, which you'll see later. I took a lot of pictures. Because I just love the way that it looks and the way that it catches light and the angles of everything. You could fit a lot of people on it, a lot of different types on it, and it works really, really well. But yeah, I just wish that there was some more paint application to it, because I don't know what's what. Say, for instance, like this right here. I'm going to be using this sword, actually. I should start using this now to point things out. This bit right here, I don't know if that's like a spinal column, because it's attached to the skull right here, but I don't know if it's like a spinal column that's looping around, or if it's like vines, like red vines, or if it's an insect or an alien or like a demon or something. And like on this side here, I don't really know what like this is supposed to be. Is it meat? Is it dirt? Is it muscle? Is it flesh? There's these little bone bits right here that I think are bone, but I don't know. It gives me vibes of like the old Masters of the Universe sets from the 80s, where it's a lot of very beautiful molded detail that you can't see because it's all orange or purple or something. So you can't really see it that well. You just kind of have to use your imagination to figure out what it is, which I don't really complain about. I like using my imagination, but for the price of what it is, and for the fact that it's like a big deal, it's like a made to order, limited time sort of thing, there should be an extra bit of sheen to it, like to this at least, because Mephisto's fine. There's not a lot you can do with Mephisto. He is just a big red demon, so there's not a lot of depth or color you can add to that. But for this, I feel like it's where the paint should have gone. Like the paint application price should have gone to the throne, because it's a big throne, big deal. And Mephisto will like him against the throne will contrast very nicely because it's the flat red with all the other colors on it. At least that's how it should go, but it doesn't, and that is a shame. But I don't know. I might do some of my own customizing on this. I might try and do a wash to it or whatever. It's 2 pieces, by the way. I don't know how well you can see it. These are 2 pieces, so you can see the seam right here goes all the way around, like so, under here, loop around. You can see right there. This skull top part here hides that bit, but that attaches right there, goes all the way over here, loops around all the way back to the front. It's not very noticeable, especially, like I said, when he's on the throne, it's not very noticeable. But as soon as you take him off of it, it becomes clear that it is just 2 pieces of plastic. 2 very heavy pieces of plastic, by the way. This thing is weighty. There's a lot of weight to this. It is a hefty chunk of plastic. But yeah, that is the throne. I wish I had more to say, but that is the throne. I realized we didn't go over articulation on Mephisto. Let's do that real quick. So, the head is on a ball joint. Can not quite do a full 360. Actually, no, it can. Oh, yeah, there you go. It can. I thought I couldn't. There it can. This might get in the way a little bit. There are some butterfly joints, which are actually pretty good. They're pretty solid. Arm can do a full 360 here if you have the cloth one on. If you don't, then it probably can't do it quite as well. Arm can go out that far. So we're at the shoulder. So we're at the bicep. Arm go in like so. The hands are on a. These hands actually are on an up and down hinge. The other ones are on a. Oh, sorry. These are on a back and forth. The gripping hands are on an up and down. There is a ball joint here at the waist. Be careful of this, because apparently some people have said there's some breakage. I don't have that issue on mine, thankfully, but apparently there is some breakage. The reason that is there is because there is no waist movement, because this is locked in one piece, because of the necessity for needing to swap out the waist piece for the cloth one or the plastic one. Personally, I wish they had just included the cloth one and not bother with the plastic one, so you could have a waist swivel, but c'est la vie. This gives you the same amount of motion that you would really want from that, just not in the same place, so it's fine, I guess. No drop down hips, of course. Kick that far back, or sorry, that far forward. Not at all back at all. He can kick his own butt. That's actually quite, I didn't know he could do that. That's actually quite nice. Swivel here at the thigh, swivel here at the calf. Foot goes down, foot goes up, swivel. Yeah, standard articulation. Again, nothing groundbreaking. This is not a groundbreaking figure when it comes to articulation, but it has enough for you to do what you need to do it with. Now, as for size comparison, here he is next to Spider-Man. This is the Renew Your Vows one. I have the Maximum one, which is used in a lot of the promo shots, but he's on a shelf and I don't feel like getting him down. I had this one on my desk, so I didn't feel like getting the other one. But as you can see, Mephisto is quite large. He's quite tall. He towers over a lot of people. Here he is next to Doctor Doom. And again, towers over him. Here he is next to Doctor Strange. Again, towers over him. Here he is next to, where is he at? I can't find him. I just dropped my Ghost Rider. There he is. Here he is next to Johnny of the Ghost Rider. So, like, again, just a very tall, imposing figure. And I quite like that. That is exactly what you want from Mephisto. So, I think that's really good. And so there's Mephisto. And definitely leaves a few things to be desired here and there, but overall, it's exactly what I wanted. I mean, I've wanted a Mephisto for so long. I've needed to add more people to my Infinity Gauntlet display. That's like my main goal, is to have a full Infinity Gauntlet display. But a lot of those are such niche 90s or forgotten cosmic characters. So it's hard and harder to do it. But to finally have Mephisto, who's such a key player in that, perfect. Fantastic. It's just what I want. I hope that this means that we might get some more made-to-order, nicher, harder-to-get characters. Give me a Living Tribunal, or like a Celestial, or Ego, or any of like the cosmic entities. That would be really cool to see those. I know they probably won't, but boy can dream. Yeah, that is Mephisto. I like him quite a bit. If you want to get him, well, sorry, you missed it. Probably going to have to be scalper prices. I will say, though, he's popped up a few times on Pulse, so there might be some excess stock left still. But my money is that this is it. There's not going to be any more of this. So keep your eye out if you can find it anywhere for less than a couple $100 probably. So yeah, thank you very much for sticking down to this. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe. Everything needs to get done for me. Keep the videos that I have to make, and I have more stuff that I have lined up. So thank you very much. See you next time.